So it could happen. It could happen quickly. And, I think from an institutional point of view, then, I think we're going to see a serious move in. And what's interesting about that is the number of Bitcoin outstanding now is 19-ish million, and the maximum will be 21 million. If institutions want to move in, that's going to be a lot of incremental demand for not that much more incremental supply. So the only way to then do that is to bid the price up if they really want to be a part of that. We tend to be 5 years in our predictions. So the 5 to 7 year forecast is in base case would be 650,000, and then bull case would be about double that.
Cathie Wood has never before had so much belief in Bitcoin. This week, in Cathie's latest interview, she was asked about her conviction in Bitcoin and if she had a price prediction for next year. Cathie says she has never had more conviction than at this moment. Although she didn't have a price prediction for 2024, Cathie's 5 to 7 year forecast was between $650,000 to $1.3 million per BTC. She also revealed that she believes the entire crypto asset class was going to go from $1 trillion to $25 trillion, with Bitcoin making up over half of that. What will be the cause of such a meteoric rise? Cathie laid out 3 reasons. Firstly, a spot Bitcoin ETF bringing in institutions. Secondly, regulatory clarity allowing for sophisticated investors to buy. And thirdly, young people. Millennials and Gen Z, as they accumulate more wealth, are much more likely to invest in digital assets as opposed to houses, bonds, or stocks. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Cathie speaks on why she is still as excited about Bitcoin as when she first bought it back in 2015. Also guys, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto world, I send out a daily 5-minute crypto newsletter that covers expert predictions, on-chain data breakdowns, and breaking news, all for free. Click the first link in the description, enter your email, and join over 10,000 others to become a better crypto investor right now. Now here's Cathie Wood with her Bitcoin prediction.
Well, we're in the news for our Bitcoin ETF filing, and because it's with the SEC, we cannot say anything. But I really do believe that the SEC is going to lose the Grayscale case, and that's going to happen pretty soon. And that one of the ways that the SEC could respond is to turn around and change the subject and approve not just one Bitcoin ETF, but a lot of the ones that are on the docket right now. So it could happen. It could happen quickly. And, I think from an institutional point of view, then, I think we're going to see a serious move in. And what's interesting about that is the number of Bitcoin outstanding now is 19-ish million, and the maximum will be 21 million. If institutions want to move in, that's going to be a lot of incremental demand for not that much more incremental supply. So the only way to then do that is to bid the price up if they really want to be a part of that.
And we're going to do a couple of minutes over, but your Bitcoin prediction at one point is $1 million a coin. Are you still a big believer in Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely. Ever more so. First global, private, no government oversight, digital, rules-based monetary system the world has ever known. That's a big idea. And we think the total crypto asset market in 2030 will be valued at roughly $25 trillion. Right now, it's a little over $1 trillion. And we think that Bitcoin is going to be more than half of that.
Do you have a prediction for this year or next year, 2024?
We tend to be 5 years in our predictions. So the 5 to 7 year forecast is in base case would be 650,000, and then bull case would be about double that. Yeah, I think institutions will be a big part of it. This is a new asset class, very low correlations with any other asset class, except at extremes in all markets. The correlations go to 1. So yes, and I think a Bitcoin ETF approval will help. I think judicial clarity, legislative clarity is all going to happen within the next few years. This is an election year issue. I already know some young people who have switched their allegiance when it seemed like Elizabeth Warren was going to lead the Democrats into the anti-crypto world. I know of some young individuals whom I never thought would change their allegiance, shifted from Democrats to Republicans. Now it's becoming a little more bipartisan in the legislative branch, and I think it is because it's becoming an election year issue. And so you can't be on the wrong side of young people and win an election.
Yeah, that is awesome. So just two last questions. So Coinbase is still one of your largest holdings in the crypto space.
Yes.
You believe in Coinbase still, like big time?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We think it's going to be the institutional on-ramp. It signed the deal with BlackRock, and I think that was a very big deal in terms of Larry Fink. Larry Fink is now all about Bitcoin, and so it's getting much more institutional focus. You will remember there was a time when Larry Fink said Bitcoin is environmentally a menace. And I don't think he's talking about that anymore, because actually Bitcoin is solving some environmental problems now that Exxon is putting Bitcoin mining machines into natural gas fields so that instead of flaring the natural gas, it can be used to mint Bitcoin. So and utility ecosystems are using it to in their solar ecosystems. When the sun's, created too much energy, it'll pour into Bitcoin mining, and they can overbuild solar and wind. So, this is the convergence so we have a very strong point of view about what's going to happen to interest rates. We think they're going to fall, and surprisingly so, because we think the bigger risk out there is not inflation, it is deflation. And you can tell me, oh, these economic statistics are saying the economy is fine. You take a look at some of these earnings reports, and the headline will be, oh, they beat their revenue and earnings. But what happens if you look deep into it? The guidance has been falling for a long time, and many companies are showing little to no nominal growth. So forget about inflation. Nominal revenue growth is diminishing, and by some measures, real revenue growth has been negative in units terms for the last 2 quarters on a year-over-year basis. Well, I think we've dropped inflation from 9% in June of 22 to 3%, a little over 3% headline CPI in July of this year. So it's coming down, and money growth is negative on a year-over-year basis, down more than 3%. It's been negative since the beginning of the year. And monetary policy operates on the economy with a lag. So we actually think there's going to be a harder landing than most people think. And certainly when it comes to profit margins, now that all of these companies are agreeing to these huge wage bills. In a very unhealthy market, what tends to happen is the market narrows, and a lot of people have been concerned that the Magnificent Seven have taken so much oxygen out of the room in terms of this year's rally. What gratified us in the first 6 months of the year is, despite not owning any of the Magnificent Seven except for Tesla, we outperformed even the Qs. And we owned a slight bit of Meta, but a partial position. That tells us that the bull market in innovation is broadening out. And that's a healthy development for innovation. As for the rest of the market, I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of disruption and dislocation in the traditional world order because of innovation. So I'm happy to see innovation is broadening out in terms of the market rewarding it. We'll see if that happens for the market as a whole, for the broad-based indices.
So there's a visionary Cathie Wood sharing her unshaken belief and predictions about Bitcoin's trajectory in the coming years. Her forecast paints a bright picture for Bitcoin and the crypto space at large, one teeming with opportunities and advancements driven largely by institutional investments, regulatory clarity, and the new generation leaning towards digital assets. We hope that her keen insights and the 3 pivotal reasons she cited for the anticipated boom have provided you with substantial food for thought and an enthusiasm that matches Cathie's. As we venture further into this digital frontier, perspectives like hers are vital compasses guiding us towards potential prosperity. Before you go, remember to click on the first link in the description to subscribe to my daily crypto newsletter. It's your go-to source for expert predictions, the freshest on-chain data analysis, and breaking news, helping you stay well-informed and a step ahead in the dynamic world of crypto. If this video added value to your crypto journey, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow crypto enthusiasts. Your engagement helps us to continue to bring you insights from industry leaders and experts. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video and that provided you with some value. I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, all the best.